I think that sitting at an E-MDT is a great benefit to my clients because the E-MDT offers a holistic approach. I can only do my job once the other social, health, housing needs are met. And the team provides for that. So whereas before they may have only had access to myself and our agency and the services that a legal office can provide, now they have access to social services, senior services, adult protective services, the forensic accountant, the geriatric psychiatrist. There's a wealth of members and their own expertise who are here to help this client. It only makes my job easier and is so beneficial to the client.
The people that come to these meetings bring such a wealth of knowledge of what the resources are in the community that I don't think any one person would have all that knowledge in their head. But as a team, we can really collaborate on what's the best use of resources for this case. And that is, I think, a real beauty of the team. The enhancement, the reason it's called an enhanced multidisciplinary team is because of the addition of the forensic accountant and the geriatric psychiatrist, which is huge. Those forensic accountant reports are gold. As far as a legal document to be able to explain to a judge or a jury, this is what the victim suffered. Here's the losses in black and white. You can see it yourself, what happened before and what happened after. So these tools are really only available, through this kind of collaboration and teamwork.
I feel really good when I'm able to provide some input that helped come up with some possible resolutions to a case. And so, if the issue of guardianship comes up, if I can review a power of attorney, if we can talk about what kind of proof is needed at court, any kind of litigious issues, those are things that I feel really, really good about providing my input. And then it's even a better feeling when there's a follow-up case and it's successful.
Having expertise in working with older adults and just understanding the legal issues that may be unique to older adults is really important when you are an E-MDT member, if you can have that, because the reality is we're assisting older victims of crime. And when an individual is a victim of crime, it's very rare that the outcome of that victim of crime is simply one discrete legal issue. And they may have many needs that need to be addressed. It's important to understand as an attorney how many legal issues may arise and how many protections may need to be put into place to address these issues from that one crime. And I think that having an understanding of elder law and having familiarity with all these areas of law, it's important because it, again, addresses the needs of the victim and the team up front.
The benefit to our client is that E-MDT is a resource, plain and simple. If I can't help my client either right away or I can't help them in my capacity, then there may be someone in E-MDT who can help them.
That's a great point, because not only are we members assisting, we also bring cases to the E-MDT. And so it's both for clients that may be referred by the team, but we also can bring cases. If they will consent to an E-MDT referral, we'll send it over because we know that it's going to provide a lot more support to them.
And there's not an income threshold for referrals to the E-MDT, whereas in terms of financial resources, that may be a barrier in my practice because I'm in private practice, but knowing that I can refer a case to someone who may not have the financial means to move forward to the E-MDT is priceless.
A lot of these victims have no other attorney that they can turn to. They can't really hire an attorney on their own necessarily because they may not lack the funds to do so or for other reasons. And so it's a really important role of a civil legal attorney, in my view, to provide the direct representation in the proper cases when we're asked to do so.
Many people are familiar, or at least think they're familiar, with the criminal justice system and how it can be used to address and assist victims of abuse and bring criminals to justice. But that may not always be a realistic option for a victim, and it also may not be what the victim themselves want. They may wish to see a civil remedy rather than criminal. And I think having the civil perspective at the meetings is very important to just broaden the options for the victim, and also to educate and discuss how a power of attorney can and cannot be used to frame the issues that are brought to light in a civil legal perspective.
We need to be as comprehensive in our approach to the issues, that come up at the table, to think about who might be able to help here, what questions haven't been asked that should be asked. We might have talked about in a prior meeting that should be followed up on. Like, did we say we were going to ask to get a credit report? Is that happening, or something like that? Is there a request for compensation through the Office of Victim Services that need to be followed up on? So those are things that I see as my role as a civil attorney on the team.
What I do appreciate is that as a civil legal attorney, or one of them on our team, that we can review powers of attorney, we can review issues of guardianship. Is someone at risk of harm, financial harm or personal harm, because of their lack of insight into their limitations? Those are all really civil remedies and civil issues that we have the expertise in. So often people think that a criminal prosecution is the only type of relief. So as a civil law attorney, what we do is provide some alternative relief.
When you're working with a group of professionals, with a group of people, and you see the work you're doing start to make an impact, and when you see that start to happen, it is incredibly motivating, incredibly exciting. These teams work. The outcomes are what keep me coming back.
Without an enhanced multidisciplinary team, where you go when you have complex financial exploitation and elder abuse cases, who do you turn to? You got to pick up the phone and call this person, that person, and the other person, one by one, instead of all coming together at the table. It's just an empowerment for me as an attorney to have the ability to collaborate with colleagues about these really difficult cases. So to me, it really is worth the time I put into it and then some. So I'm happy to be part of the team.
The benefit to me is to gain understanding from the different disciplines that come to the meeting, and I appreciate every single one of them. And also, it keeps my finger on the pulse of what's going on in our community. We need to know as elder law attorneys what's going on in our backyard, what's happening, what's specific to our community, maybe what's specific more globally, like across the state. Those are all pieces of information that make us a better elder law attorney so that we can better serve our clients. That's really what motivates me, aside from everything else that I've talked about today. Wanting to be part of a community effort, needing to be involved in what's happening in the elder adult community, and then enjoying the network and the resources from E-MDT. All of that motivates me, but especially the personal fulfillment part of it.